Hello, everybody. This is John Canali Correa. A lot of you know me in the Brazilian community. I have many friends still in Florida and where I first resided when I came to the United States. I have, for some time now, been thinking about putting together this. I don't want to call it show. I want to be a little bit humble on that. I don't want to call it show, but an opportunity for everybody to kind of join in and have access to a one-on-one information about real estate. I think it's the realm that I understand the most. It's where I'm the most comfortable speaking in regards to, and I believe I have a lot to share. My experience come from many years, and I believe I can share a stream. This is all very, I am really trying to just do my best here to experiment with these live shows. They're going to be podcasts done every Wednesday around noon. Perhaps I can catch you around your lunchtime. The idea behind the show will consist of um, topics, various of topics that are related to real estate. It's really a consultation platform. You can ask your questions. I'll be running some polls. And I'm going to have a guest, special guest on each one of these episodes. Right now, this is my very first live that I'm doing. Hopefully, I'm doing okay. The camera has been tested. The microphone is working. I'm really hoping it is. We will know as soon as this show ends. I will get back to it and see if it turned out okay. But anyway, so again, the real estate consulting is for anyone interested. Uh, Now, I want to obviously target mostly millennials and Gen Zs, just because I think uh, those are the new upcoming buyers or entrepreneurs that would want to not buy a home from themselves, but perhaps for an investment. And and this is going to give you an opportunity to also listen in, learn a few tricks. We'll give you an opportunity to ask questions in related to your own difficulties in purchasing real estate. I want to break the ice in several misconceptions. I think those are things that you can probably find it online, but having a person speaking directly to you is quite different. And also having the opportunity to live consult that person. I'm in real estate in Texas right now, but I've done business in Florida. And I wanted to go over with you real quick a little bit of my man. I'm shaking. Being the first one that I'm doing, I'm quite a little on the edge, trying to make this thing as perfect as it can be. But also realizing that it can't be perfect. This is going to be live experiment, and it's an experiment, right? So hopefully you guys stay with me. I want to be able to have everybody tuned in at their own pace, of course. Obviously, success don't come from overnight. Our special guests are going to be people that obviously want to be on the show. I'm gonna start with those that I know the most, that I can have the quickest reach. People that want to support me in this new live show, and and I'm going to be sure to include a topic every live show. There's going to be one single topic, and I am going to try to tie it into that person, that special guest's current situation. And obviously, we're going to get to talk about a little bit about yourself. I know coaches, I know teachers, I know entrepreneurs, I know real estate associates, I know business owners, and I'm going to try to get all of them in the show and share their thoughts, share their experiences, and try to kind of, like, again, tie it into that particular subject that I'm going to talk about. Anyways, a little bit about myself. Those that don't know, that have known me but doesn't know where I come from and what I've done all these years since you last spoke of me or seen me. I started in the mortgage business industry more than the real estate. It was more of a mortgage industry in the 2001. I became a loan processor. Well, for those that know me and who were there with me, a couple of guys that I know that at one point they're going to be able to tune in here. I got to tell you, I started as a cold caller there, and I just landed a job. I didn't have a job at the time. I landed a job. A couple of friends of mine were there. It was a startup company, mortgage company, and I was a cold caller. But the leads I had, the leads that were giving to us at that time, and I was what, 18, 19 years old, maybe. They were like stockbroker leads, and they were from all over the country. So, I mean, you can guess how terrible this turned out. Me calling these leads, they were cold calls, and here I am with a heavy accent, which, by the way, was much worse back then. It didn't quite pan out. I mean, what do you think is going to happen when I ask for your social security number over the phone, especially back in the 2001 or whatever? So that didn't quite work out, but I needed to figure out a way to get into to business, make some money, right? So I tried to figure it out. How am I going to be able to implement something in this office that I am able to make money? Then I devoted myself in finding out how to process a loan, and I figured that out. I asked the person in charge at that office, and I said, "Hey, man, I can process a loan for you. You have a ton of files. You're doing all this on your own. Give me a couple of $100, and I'll do it for you." And last thing I know, I'm processing a ton of files per month. And as a young man, I was making quite a nice kind of income, and from that on, from this point forward, I just developed, kept on growing, and became a principal broker. And that was quite an amazing ride for me because right around 2008, 2009, the market crashed. I'm sure some of you remember. And so all that experience, all that time in the mortgage industry kind of just got blown up, just it went down fast. So I can say that I've been through this 10-year window in the real estate economy world, and one time we were climbing very high, and the other we were just crashing and burning big time. So from that point, I took a break. It was approximately about a 3-year break, man. I had the opportunity to learn at that time to learn whether I liked the mortgage business or not, whether real estate was good for me or not. But I believe that I landed an opportunity there then to learn everything about hardware. So I worked for an Ace hardware company, and I got to become one of the general managers of one of the stores. And but I had the opportunity to learn everything about hardware and all the components you need to build a home. How you build it, how you use it, how do you fix it, materials that you need, paint. I learned all about paint, electrical, plumbing, all of that. For a good time there, I was educating folks coming into the store, just like sometimes you walk into Home Depot and you ask this guy, "How do I do this?" I was that person teaching. How do you put a P trap in your sink? That sort of thing. So it was honestly, if one looks back, that was my real estate college right there, right? And then I got tired, man. If I stayed in there, I would always stay there. And by the time I retire, I would probably go still be working at Walmart or Ace Hardware store or something like that. That wasn't me, right? I was doing a pretty good income as a young man, and obviously very ambitious still. I thought, what, I got to make a big move in my life, and I had my brother-in-law working in Texas in real estate already. Said, hey, the economy got hit here, but it wasn't as bad. We're doing okay. We're going forward. And I'm like, you know what? I'm moving to Texas, and pack your bags. I mean, this was from out of nowhere. I made that decision. I didn't have to think too much about it, to be honest with you. It was a very spontaneous decision. Called my wife one day. I remember I was sitting in Boston Market. Man, I haven't been in Boston Market for 20 years. But well, 20 years is an exaggeration. Probably I'll say 10 now. But I say I was in Boston Market, and I said to my wife, "Let's get out of here now. Start packing your bags. We're going to Texas." And I sold my apartment. I sold every little bit of things that I didn't mean anything to me, and I put everything on a 10 by 10 trailer and hauled all the way here to Texas. Thankfully, I had a place to stay when I first got here. My brother-in-law, thank you for this opportunity. He was obviously the person that opened that window for me of opportunities, and I lived in his house for two months. The very first 2 months that I was here, I lived in his house. We had a house that we were going to purchase before I got here, but that didn't work out very well. Then it took us about 2 months for me to be able to, get a home that I can lease and put my family there. I had my firstborn in 2009, so I think Breno was 4 years old at the time. So yeah, here we are on my brother-in-law's house with his wife and kids, and believe me, he's not short of kids. He's got 4 kids, and plus my own and my wife and I. And that was the opportunity I had to get back into real estate and start as a realtor here in Texas, Houston, Texas. And I got to tell you, it was the best decision I ever made. The best decision I ever made. It changed my life. It gave me opportunity of many other things, and starting new hobbies and many other entrepreneurship ideas, and one of them being this here. Um, but anyways, so I've got the experience to working with buyers, sellers, investors, investors on short term or long term investors, and then recently through the pandemic, I decided to apply for my license originations, my loan off originations license again. You see, I let my old one expire, and because I wasn't doing any business, and now that I applied again, oh my God, it's a whole different monster. It's nothing like it used to be before. I can tell you that right now. So there is a lot more laws that came into place after the recession. I think it was mainly Dodd-Frank that Obama put in place, and that changed the realm of originating loans. I can tell you. Anyway, so that's a little bit of myself, and I got to tell you that the more you tune in, the more you're going to grasp it. I do have the experience. I do have the knowledge that I can share. I dealt with thousands of people in this industry, and I got to be honest. Every one of the customers that I've had before, clients that I've represented, they all have a unique situation, coming from all walks of life, emotionally, financially, you name it. All those things do play a trick. It tests your ethics. It tests your ability to resolve. And I got to tell you, I do not call myself a salesperson, although I am one, and I have absolutely no shame on saying I am a salesperson, and I've grown to be one since since I was probably 13 or 14 years old, working in downtown Miami, selling electronics in summertime. But believe me, I have a realm of other experiences that I can say. I don't have a paper diploma, but I sure do have a diploma of being in the shoes of perhaps even a marriage counselor, a doctor, a repairman, or whatever you want to call it, engineer. All those things play a game in my life, and I was there and learned from. But anyway, so okay, so on the topics that I want to discuss, and each week I'm going to be presenting one. I'm going to elaborate on that, put up a few remarks on it. I'm going to bring in statuses and researches from the National Association of Realtors. But particularly, I'm just going to give you a couple of ones, and I think I noted that on a previous note in my Facebook account. I'm going to do the science behind credit repair. Boy, we know, you should know that a lot of people need credit repair, and I don't mean it in a bad way. It's not always their fault. Sometimes it is. I'm going to tell you up front, and this is what you're going to get from this show here, from my videos, is that I'm going to be up front. I'm always going to look at your eyes, and I have no shame in saying what I think. That's for sure. Of course, I'm going to avoid political to conversations, religions. You know, I do not want to get into that. Please do not start, okay? I will shut you down if you talk about politics or religions in these videos, and will not answer those questions, okay? That we can do off camera, please. But again, science behind credit, future real estate in relation to the post-pandemic, and big tech. That's a big one, guys. It's a big one because a lot of things changed. You know it. And there's a lot of things that will continue changing. And we need to talk about that. We need to have some answers for a lot of your questions, okay? And how to develop a real estate empire and investment strategies. Of course, I'm reading here through what I pre-wrote it before. Yeah, I mean, I've had the opportunity to work with a few entrepreneurs who have been investing in real estate for quite some time. I know what it takes to have an empire in real estate and doing the right investment strategies. Literally, I mean, I might not serve all of you. Maybe my strategy is not good for some of you top guys that have been doing already silently, not sharing with anybody, or not using me for business. But I sure can get you started in, particularly the young millennial, you know, just off college. You know, there's definitely a lot of questions, and there's a lot of guidance that we can be giving them right now, especially your children. I mean, some of us should start in the early teenager years, you know, 12, 13, not, why not earlier? Come on, right? Um, the subject is, how long should we expect all time low rates to remain? So that, I think we're going to probably talk many times over, right? I think it's a subject that will never end, literally, right? But right now it is all time low, and will it remain is the question. And I'm going to bring somebody in the show that that knows a little bit about it, that we can talk and exchange ideas and thoughts in regards to that. Again, always food for thought, and I'm trying to be as creative as possible to bring to you the best content anybody have seen in Facebook yet in real estate. I'm going to be opening up to Q&As. You know, like right now, I'm not sure if I can even monitor this. I'm still learning, guys. I'm sure with each live show I do, I'm going to learn a little bit more about how to get this thing going. I do not know if there's any questions coming. Oh, here it is. Yeah, there is no comments, no questions yet, no likes. There's only 2 people viewing it right now. My guess is that this thing is going to stay pre-recorded afterwards, and you're going to be able to watch it, listen up a little bit more, put your thoughts. So I'll be always ready to respond and answer any of your questions. I do like also suggestions. I put the name of this live show, the No Name Show Yet, for real estate, just because I don't know if I should put a name. I'm thinking also changing a little bit of the atmosphere here. I'm not sure if the swords are really too aggressive or not. It's just my collection. I like showing it, and it's in my office. Maybe I should change it. I don't know, right? But anyways, the idea here is to continue this every Wednesday. I'm going to try to do it around noon. It's going to be hard for me, and hard for a lot of you to watch. I know this, but again, you can always catch it later. The main thing is that I wanted to get this thing out as early as possible. Test the mic, test the camera, test the computer to see if it's doing what it's supposed to do. Not sure if I'm going to remain in the live Facebook platform. because I can use Zoom and it's a little bit better for me to share screens. I thought I can share screens on the go on Facebook Live. No, you cannot. You can start a live feed with sharing screen, but you cannot share a screen while you're doing the live. That's not cool. I am going to, because there's a lot of things I want to give you, feed you visually, um, but you cannot do that through Facebook. So, but I know there is a way to integrate Zoom with Facebook Live, and I think that will work, where I can share some screens with you. And then this is gonna go live on Facebook. This is gonna go live on YouTube, or not sure if YouTube. Yeah, I have two more cameras. I'm just trying to figure out the equipment here, how to have multiple equipment. The using my pairing encoding system. I'm not quite sure how to do it yet. I'm learning a little bit. But anyways, announcement here. I just joined a inner circle with Mike Falat. Special guy, man. He's a publisher of books. I forgot to put it next to me here, but he published my brother-in-law's book, and this guy put me in this inner circle of entrepreneurs minded alike, and I'm very excited about that. I'll be sharing some of the information that I get from them to you guys if you want a part of my new inner circle group as well. And the idea here is to build a community that we all help each other in real estate, right? At the end of the day, it's something that it's still today the American dream. And some of you don't own a home, and I know this, and there's no shame about it. There's definitely tools out there, and there's a lot of experts like myself that can educate you and get you to the right direction. Period. There's no shame for not knowing something, right? I mean, you were born without this kind of knowledge. I sure didn't know nothing about real estate until I got in it. Really, right? So I'm here to share that knowledge with you, get you to, and believe me, I'm not earning a single dime for doing this. So don't think I'm biased, that I have ulterior motives. My motives here are quite simple. I want to have a bigger community. I want to expose my education, and I want to share with you, period. And if I can get others to join in and share their knowledge and their experiences, and it's going to help you to get a step closer to purchasing a home, investing in a home, um, that's where I am trying to do. Okay, so well, thank you for this experiment. I think I'm going to find out if it went well or if it went wrong here as soon as I turn this off and a Facebook puts it all together for me. But well, thank you. Let me see. I only have one viewer right now, and I do not know who that person is. She has not said anything. What can I say? Let's see here. Can I see who is that person? Nope. No, I can't. I can expand my video. I do not know who you are. Are you listening in? Say hello, please. Yep, I do not know. How do I do this? Here you go. There is one viewer. I had 3 viewers, 3 likes. Um, that's the reaction I had here. Um, yeah, I do not know who the viewers are yet, but okay. Well, welcome and thank you for sticking around. I know that I'm going to have lots of supporters. My friends, my family, I have made really good friends along the way, and I'm hoping to make new ones. There's a lot of Facebook contacts that I haven't seen or talked to for a long time. Yeah, they're there. I know they watch, they see, they like, they dislike, and I haven't talked to you. Please show up, man. Let's have a conversation. Let's maybe try to get you in one of these shows here. I'm going to open up soon my Facebook to be a little bit more public, but right now I'm going to stay in my group of friends and expand through YouTube. Um, so yeah, man. I mean, we haven't been in contact for a long time. Maybe you don't like me anymore. It's okay. But let me change your mind if I can. Talk to me, call me. My number, y'all know this, is in my Facebook account. You can always find my number there. But if you don't know, it's 832-304-3607. 832-304-3607. Just call me, man. I always answer. If I don't answer, I will call you back. Everybody that do call me, they know this. I return my calls, and I put a great deal of effort to be connected with you. So if you have not spoken with me in a long time, you know who I am. We went to high school together, middle school together. Maybe you dated me in middle school or thought I was a crush. Well, no, I'm married now, okay? But you can always reach out, talk to me, consult with me. I have a great deal of information that I can share with you. Some over here call me the plug, if you know what that is. I got hookups for everything in regards to real estate, and I have a great deal of connections in outside of real estate also that I've collected over the years through customers, clients, and friends. So yeah, let's open up this realm of connectivity. Let's stay connected, and I do hope to hear from you. Please send me a message through comments here. A direct message through Messenger or a text from your phone or an email, and let me know if you like to be part of any of these shows. Give me your email. Of course, everything I record with you here, I'm going to have a waiver that I will be sending out to you via email, actually DocuSign. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. I'm going to send it over DocuSign. It's an electronic signature that I'm going to require you to say, I'm okay to show your face on camera and share it in the World Wide Web, basically, right? So you need to be also comfortable to do that, of course. I do have a couple friends that say, oh, no, 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 I can't do this. No, man, me and camera don't get along, let alone talking live with somebody. No, if you do pre-recording and you edit, maybe. So, well, I was in the same conundrum myself here a couple of weeks ago thinking about the show, and I'm floating ideas as we go, and a friend of mine came to me and said, John, just take one episode at a time, okay? Do experimental one, and this is what I'm doing. I'm doing experimental live, introducing myself again to some of you that haven't heard from me or haven't followed me in any way. I have set up an equipment system here to do this in the best quality as possible, and I think it's going to be great for everybody. So again, please connect with me. Send your questions. Right now, if you're not thinking about real estate, you should. If you don't own a house, you should call me. If you want to do investments, you should call me. And believe me, man, I got to tell you this. Okay, this is serious. I am going to tell you whether you should buy a house or not buy a house. It's not for everybody, really. And you can, and if you follow many of these real estate coaches out there, some of them say, hey, they say, and this I quote, you should uh, live where you rent and then rent where you own. That's what he says, right? So I'm excited to share all this knowledge with you, and I'll bring more to the table as we go. But one last thing here that I wanted to share with you, and it is hold on, I have multiple screens going on at the same time. I don't know where I'm at. Okay, here we go. This is for millennials, and this is by the National Association of Realtors. It says millennials still want to own. It's funny why they say this, right? Millennials still want to own, still. Well, millennials now have access to Robinhood, Weeboo, all these trading accounts. Millennials is making quite a bit of money right now just investing in the stock market. Yeah. I mean, some of you, I can see a couple friends on Facebook have bought Dogecoin like I did, and some of my friends here in Houston, and you made some significant amount of money, like literally, like just in January, if you bought maybe $500 worth or $1,000 worth of Dogecoin, gosh, you could have like 68 to $150,000 in your bank account right now. Seriously, from January to now. Okay, so but anyway, so yeah, millennials have this ability and access to information like you and I back in the days, or your parents didn't. So real estate, while it is still the safe raven, it says here they still want to own, and it says while it's widely known that millennials, or those that are aged 34 years or younger, are waiting longer than their parents and grandparents to venture into home ownership, they're still feeling the urge to purchase their own home. So again, according to the National Association of Realtors 2015, that's a little bit old, home buyer and seller generational trends report released last month, the primary reason my millennials purchased a home was simply the desire to own a home of my own. Absolutely, absolutely. If you share the same ideals about a home that I do, a home is where you make it. So it doesn't matter if you're renting or you own it, but there is an opportunity for you to really make it your home, and I think that desire is among everybody. Okay, so it says almost 40% of millennials buyers included the desire for a larger home. Okay, so 7% were more inclining towards affordability of homes being so much lower right now. 6% said the desire for a home in a better area. So those are millennials that don't live in a good area, right? And they still have the desire to move from there, okay? And what is it? 5% look into purchasing a home because of financial security. And that I can vouch for 100%. Man, financial security. While you can make big mistakes buying a home and it can cost you a ton of money financially, I can name several stories or tell you several stories about customers who have prevailed and profited a lot of money. And believe me, there's some are just too lucky. They land on a home without even thinking about it. They're just solely by the guidance and advices of their real estate agents. And they bought a home, but then all of a sudden that home doubled in price within 2 to 3 years, and they're sitting in a gold mine, right? So, but as far as financial security, there's the right way to do it, and I want to share with you through these other lives I'm going to be doing, okay? Rafael, saudade de você, Rafael. Olha só, Rafael Henrique mandou um alô aqui para mim. Abração para você também, amigo. Faz tempo que a gente se fala. Again, if you want to tune in and hear me out in Portuguese, I can do that too, okay? So maybe I'll have one that is in Portuguese for those that are more comfortable in talking to me in Portuguese. Why not? I don't care. I want to serve as many people as I can with this new venture that I'm trying to do here. See what happens, right? Okay. What else I wanted to share here? So I had polls that I don't know if you're going to have access to it at all, right? But I want you to see if you do. The questions that I'm asking here are as follows. What's your current real estate goals? Purchasing a home for an investment or purchasing a home for to live in it, okay? The other one I have is what you think is more difficult, financing a home, buying a home cash, or never buying a home at all. What's more difficult, okay? And the third question that I hope these do, I'm going to activate. Oh, see, look, I can activate the polls. Okay. How much money do you think you need in your bank account for you to buy your first home? Is it $0? $1,000, $20,000, or $100,000? What do you think you need to buy a house? Okay, so I'm going to activate the poll, and I think I've done the right thing. Activate the poll so viewers can vote. Okay. Okay. It looks like it's now live and active. I'm going to activate the other two. And I think it will, I don't know if it will only stay within the live videos or if this is going to stay after when this thing becomes recorded video, right? Not quite sure, but activated. I have already one show here. And I have one answer here already. Somebody said $20,000 to buy a house. Okay, well, I'm not going to give you the answer yet. Let me see if next time, next live, next live, I'll answer some of these polls so that we can discuss a little bit more about it. And I mean, I'm going to hint that no, you do not need $20,000 to buy a house at all. There's no right or wrong answer here, guys. Really, there isn't. Okay, but it does not. You can buy a home with much less. Okay, so any questions? Anybody here have questions so far? I know I have 3 viewers over here. If anybody have any questions, to say hello. I got to tell you something funny here. I'm wearing a hat because I'm getting bold, guys, and I didn't do it. I'm getting really bold. I mean, seriously. But yeah, so for those of you that just tuned in, there was a lot more said in this live, and I think you should wait until it becomes recorded, and then you can go back and see what I'm talking about here. And I wanted to thank everybody that did show up, and look for me every Wednesday at noon. Every Wednesday at noon, I'm going to do a live show, and I'm going to have a special guest with me in that show. And in that show, I am going to be talking about real estate. I'm going to be talking about you and me, okay? And I'm going to be trying to develop this opportunity for you and your children, your millennial children, to tune in as well and learn and try to develop a better future. Whether real estate is something they have in mind right now or not, I think there's going to be a lot of good things that I can share with you, okay? And again, please connect. Guys, please connect with me. I have a ton of friends in here, literally, a ton of people that are just in my Facebook, but we never talk. I never see you. Maybe you don't like Facebook and you just have an account and you never go in there. That's fine. But if you run into my video, okay? If you run into my video, just hear me out. Call me, all right? I'm not that kind of guy to call all the people. I'm reaching out through this method. I'm not going to be calling. I don't know your number. Some of you, I don't know your number, okay? But call me. I'm serious. I'm opening up the door for you to call me and ask any questions you have. How am I doing? How I can help you in ways. Don't ask me for money, please. Come on. But, no, because this is not charity work. The charity I'm here giving you is the information that I've learned, the experience that I've obtained over the years. And it's 20 years of real estate experience, 20 years of entrepreneurship, things that I've been doing all on my own. And I haven't had an assistant. I haven't had anybody helping me. It was just my wife. Shout out to my wife, Gio. Man, if anybody helped me, it was her for sure. Okay. And then of course I gotta do a shout out to those that have supported me emotionally and that coached me, my people that that mentored me, people that gave me a home sometimes, and yeah, I shout out to those people. But again, this is if there's a charity here is for me to share my knowledge with you. And believe me, I have some to do. And you might not be liking me at this moment because I'm wearing a t-shirt and I have a t-shirt and I got a hat and you're not taking me very serious. Don't get me wrong. This is appearance means absolutely nothing. Nothing is, and if you guys, for your Portuguese people out there, This is my dad's book. I think you can find them still available for sale on Amazon. If you don't, just call me. I'll share one with you. Is Salvação Secreta, pretty interesting. A little bit of conspiracy involved with the book. Really good book. I think you should read it. Hold on a second, guys. I'm going to give you another one here. If I have it here. Stay with me. I'm still here, guys. Hold on. I probably am not supposed to get out of screen, right? Um, Here you go. Here you go. Another good book, guys. Another good book that I'm going to share with you by Chris Voss. Never Split the Difference. Very good book. You should read it. It's going to teach you. This is a negotiator, FBI negotiator, that he is going to teach you how to tackle some conundrums, some difficulties, and how to get good results from your negotiations. Okay, very good book. You should read it. And I will, right now, actually, since I'm on the book sharing mode, and I tried to turn this off a few times, I'm getting excited, too excited. Another book that is really good, and this one I'm still reading, okay? So I don't know, I don't know much about it. It's by Jim Quick. You guys remember that movie Limitless? The one that take a pill, I think is Adderall probably. Don't do Adderall, guys, by the way. But that movie was called Limitless. This guy is somewhat inspired by Limitless. This Jim Wick was a kid that got injured in his brain and got a brain damage, and he had a lot of difficulty in learning. So he discovered a method of learning, and he talks about it in this book. A good portion of the beginning is telling a little bit about himself, but then later in the book, which I'm still in it, about midway, then he starts teaching you his ideal method of learning, okay, and becoming a limitless brain. So, good book also so far. Let's see if it ends really well. But anyways, thank you for those that tuned in. Hopefully, I didn't make a fool of myself. That was always the risk taking here, right? But here I am. I'm doing it. I'll make it more formal, more presentable in the next episodes to come. Again, remember every Wednesday at noon. Hopefully, I catch you on your lunch break. But if I don't, you can always get back and listen up later. I welcome all your questions. I welcome all your jokes if you have any. I know some of my friends are probably going to want to have some fun with me, so I'm not embarrassed of any of it, okay? So I want you to go ahead and connect with me, and we'll see you soon in our next, well,